Large demonstrations across the U.S. today. You see them there on your screen in most major cities, including here in Charlotte. Organizers estimate millions came out to take part in No Kings events in response to recent ICE operations across the U.S., specifically in Los Angeles. All these protests happening the same day as a military parade in D.C. and on President Trump's birthday. Demonstrators flooded the streets of Uptown. You see them here for a No Kings march in the Queen City this afternoon. Charlotte-Mecklenburg police estimate more than 5,000 people took part. Our Queen City News correspondent Taylor Young takes us to the protest and march in Uptown.
What democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
Uptown filled with the chanting of thousands of protesters Saturday afternoon. Signs, speeches, and costumes both mocking President Trump and calling for the administration to end its MAGA policies.
This is important, we want to be part of it, let our voices be heard.
Yes.
The No Kings protest, which began at First Ward Park, was organized by Indivisible Charlotte, a self-declared pro-democracy organization with chapters across the country. Organizers say the event, which more than 6,000 people signed up for, has been planned for weeks, falling on the same day as the president's 79th birthday and military parade in Washington.
It's all about peacefully sharing our voice against this regime and what's happening.
After over an hour of speeches at First Ward Park, the thousands of protesters funneled into North Brevard Street, where they began their 1.4-mile march across the Queen City.
This is what democracy looks like!
How would you describe the atmosphere of today's protest and march?
Peaceful, collegial, determined, angry.
Many protesters throughout the day taking specific aim at the administration's ongoing deportation operations and ICE raids.
I'm so glad because it's more American people, so they're working for us too.
The march, after weaving through Uptown, ended back at First Ward Park, where soon after a brief, tense moment between protesters and CMPD officers on bikes. Within minutes, protesters backed off as police prevented the crowd from crossing the light rail tracks.
Law enforcement in Charlotte has been involved in the entire planning of the event. We've made changes based on their recommendations, and they fully support a peaceful demonstration that we're having here today.
By 3 o'clock, crowds grew thinner, with protesters dispersing in opposite directions. Reporting in Uptown, Taylor Young, Queen City News.
Now, police say following the demonstration, around 200 people stuck around. They were reported to not be affiliated with the organizers behind today's No Kings march. And 2 people were arrested, and they are accused of assaulting law enforcement officers in Charlotte. That's according to CMPD. Teresa Sanchez and Shannon Riley are the names that CMPD gave us. No officers were injured. One person had to be taken to the hospital when officers used pepper spray to stop the crowd that had stayed from entering a roadway that was not closed for traffic.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.